Hello, welcome to Pop Along RC, the RC car channel dedicated to RC car racing, and today's episode is all about getting better at driving buggies. Now, I've got a very special guest with me here, Mr. Robin Schumacher. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Good, good. Now, thank you so much for helping to arrange today's video. Now, this is what we've got in front of us here. We have got a two-wheel drive RC buggy, and Pro Racer Mark would like to get better at driving. Now, if you were to send two people from your team to help Mark out and get this thing around the track, who would you send?
Tristram Neal is our chief race engineer our principal engineer on off-road buggies. Very experienced guy. Recently won the World Championships in Australia, so he knows a lot about the cars and setup. So Tris, and then also I recommend Ben Smith. Ben's our top UK driver, and I think finished second in the British Championship this year, so he's very fast.
Very fast. So we can get Trish to come and help with car setup, and then Ben can give Mark some pointers on the track with his driving.
I'm sure they can do that, and I'm sure they can make Mark a lot faster.
Let's hope so, because he's a very happy man when he's winning. So here we are in open practice, and as you can see, we have got a queue for the rostrum, and this is a little open practice session before the event starts. So Mark's going to go out with the car now, and hopefully we'll get some feedback on how he gets on.
So yeah, we're watching Mark now, and he's quite a big sweeper towards the end of the straight, and he's just kind of jabbing at his steering, and it's unsettling the car because the carb here is like really grippy, and as we watch him, it's just unsettling it at the high speed and transferring load that we don't really want to be. So you need to be one smooth arc on the transmitter. You want to be as smooth as you can on and off the steering, and that just helps keep the car settled.
So you watched me go out, Trish. By the way, thanks for coming.
That's all right.
Helping us out.
I had nothing to do tonight, so I thought I'd swing by.
There you go. We got you out of the house, didn't we?
That's it.
So I've been out, and I must admit, I did struggle a bit. I mean, I have been running a fair bit of vintage, so going back to this is very,
So
very different.
what would you say is different with vintage? Like, what do you find with the vintage
I
class?
think it's more forgiving.
Yeah.
Whether or not that's got something to do with a 10.5 limit motor, I should imagine it is. Easier to drive.
Yeah.
You know? So that was very... I know this is high grip here.
Yeah.
So again, not...
Probably the highest grip carpet you'll race on in general.
Yeah.
Like, even brand new EOS has a bit of forgiving nature to it. This
Sure.
track, I find, you just go up on two wheels quite quickly.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa, what did I do wrong?
I did think that, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have, before you turned up, I dialed out, I've got very little boost on there, virtually no turbo.
This would be a track with Blinky, because there's no straight.
Exactly.
Even.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm kind of using my initiative.
No, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
A lot of us, it's like the old Spider-Man thing with Uncle Ben, like with great power
Yeah.
comes
Oh,
great responsibility
exactly.
and all that.
Exactly.
And none of us are responsible,
No.
apart from the very few at the top.
No, that's very true.
Yeah. So
And a few years ago, we had to go at Michael Olowski's car.
You did.
And you were there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, and we couldn't drive it, right?
Yeah.
And I think there was a lot to be... I always wondered, you know, if I had a Pro's car, would I be able to drive it? Well, we got the answer.
But well, the thing is, there is an argument there with a Pro setup, you'd be fine. With having a certain amount of steer, and I think I said on that video, requires you to be pushing the car, so then you create the understeer.
Absolutely.
So if you're not creating the understeer, then therefore you don't need that
Yeah,
steering.
yeah.
Same as half the other things where the car's staying quite square, so you might drive around and go, it's pushing everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's because you're just not leaning on the car like
Yeah,
you need
yeah,
to.
yeah.
And we're at Workshop this weekend for the British Masters. And with that, we were helping a gentleman that had come down from the south. And his car is off power, and then the car's whipping into the corner, and he wasn't enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's because he just wasn't going in very fast. So he had more steering than he'd ever need. It's like, you know, you might as well be driving a forklift truck, you know.
And I think that's the thing, isn't it? We can look at the setup sheets and we can probably adjust our cars accordingly to that, but it's not necessarily going to suit our own driving style.
So a lot of time you can pick things from the setup sheet, but you've got to get to a balanced point. So you might go, right, well, I'll do this link and that link. No, because they got to that link because of something else in the car making it do something, or the whole setup's a bunch of compromises put together to get a result.
Yeah.
So, but what you can do is you go, well, their shock setup looks good, and how I ran it last time, it was okay, so I'll copy their shop setup, go from there, and then you can deduce actually what made a difference, what was better. That's one of my things I have to do all the time. Like, what did we change from the last one? Like,
I should imagine, yeah.
And what's different between Brock's car and Michael's car?
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And then you can go, oh, okay, right, it's this. Suddenly they're all changing their pistons,
Sure,
or running a different diff oil.
So what we're doing there then? So obviously you watched me go. It looked edgy. It was a bit difficult to drive, if I'm honest.
So what I'm trying to do at the moment is take off all your steering, just checking your glue. Your gluing looks absolutely fine.
Good.
A lot of the time to get the cars around quick is take away all the toys. So if we have a car that's a little bit pushy, it means you have to back off the power and then let it roll and tuck in. But you still need to be able to get around the corner. And sometimes, no matter how good you are, is your 7mm gone? If I put that in my pocket. There it is. Thank you. So what I'm doing is raising your axle. And the whole thing with an RC car is there's 3 time machines on the car, and everything else is about stiffness. So your time machines are, you've got your differential, and that controls how quickly your wheels can go through a differential action. And then there's a bit more to it, but that's that. And then you've got your shock absorbers. Again, they control how quickly it gets there.
Time machines, I like
that. Time machines.
No,
Well, basically, your stiffness is on the car. Like, you've got your springs. Your springs control how far it goes. Okay? And it goes through a rate of change based on whatever angle you're on. And then all your angles after that point are all stiffnesses. You've got your roll centers. So if you raise them, as in like physically raise the pins this way, your car stiffens up. You'll get more response out of the car.
Right.
If you lower them down, the car will roll more. You've got fundamentals of setup. So your hinge pin point is kind of where it's acting on quite early. And if that's not rolling, your wheel's not going to roll, the chassis is not going to roll, and the front is connected to the rear. So the front will not roll if your rear doesn't roll. So when we're looking at cars going around the track, if we're just seeing wheels lifting up all the time, well, quite clearly, and a lot of people think, oh, my front's too soft. No, actually, your rear is too stiff. And but it might be, oh, I laid the shock over, it didn't fix it. I lengthened the link, it didn't fix it. It might just be that you need to lower your hinge pin point.
Right.
And so if you can imagine your own dynamics as in your own body, like if you're going to fall over, you don't just move your upper body down, you bend your knees. You're going to get your centre of gravity lower, and this is dealing with your centre of gravity like really, really well. So there's certain fundamentals that you have to get right first. So by raising our axle, what we're trying to do is we're stiffening the car. So you'll be, well, won't it make it more reactive when you stiffen it? Well, yes, but this is at the wheel we're stiffening it when we do that. Because you've got the car stiffness and the wheel stiffness. So now what, you'll go into the corner and it won't load up as much, it won't roll as far. So the tyre won't then get that mid-corner grab as much. So we want to push it through the corner. This won't necessarily fix it. You've got your link angles down at 2mm. That's quite aggressive, and it will make the car very stiff on the front end roll. So therefore, it'll be pointy, won't roll, and then it will go up on 2 wheels. So what we do is raise it to let the top of the tyre lean over, so it pitch, and then the grip. The grip comes off the tyre. So when you raise all your links up, suddenly your car just, this is easy to drive.
That's what I want. Exactly.
So what we ideally want to do is get some 2mm washers.
Right.
And you're on next, aren't you?
Yeah, so
shall we go out with just
doing
that
that,
axle?
and then we'll make
we need to do the ride height, because when we change the axle, we're changing the height of the car at the same time. So if we get the battery in, is this one ready to go?
Yeah,
or that one?
this one here is ready to go.
Yeah, so been watching for a few laps now, and the track's it's like constantly windy, so you don't actually see it doing like high speed into low speed, so we're not going to spot that. But as he's always trying to keep the car moving, there's a couple of areas when you see him get on power, the car's pushing, and I know he's running a bit of tow on this. He's on 3 degrees, and in here with the mezzo, you want to be on about 2 degrees. Anything lower, you lose your rear end. Anything higher, when you get on power, the car will be trying to straighten up. And the bit that I'm noticing it is when he goes past Marshall Point 1, he's trying to creep up back on with the power, with the steering on, and see the car waggles a little bit. I mean, genuinely get that, because it's trying to straighten up whilst it's steering, it's going through roll, the transmission tries to stand itself back up, etc. So that's like the one thing at the moment, I think I'd say. He's driving really well, if I'm honest. I'm not just saying that because, like, guys are nice, but he's rocking around quite nicely. as his confidence comes up, that's where we really start noticing the issues with the car.
Right, okay. So I went out for the first qualifier. I actually really enjoyed that.
Yeah,
it was
tidy.
very different. A lot more easy to drive. I kind of took it easy, to be honest. I thought I'd try to stay out of everybody's way. Really, really good from that just minute change that you did there. I did feel it was understeering on power on certain corners, not all of it. And I spoke to Ben earlier, and he sort of analysed my driving in the practice, and I was kind of edging it around the corner, giving it sort of edging it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I listened to that. Now I'm arcing around the corner,
Yeah.
almost fixing it, and then pushing the car.
You're using the power to control the arc.
Exactly
Yeah,
that.
That's good.
So
Yeah.
I'm learning quick. Put it like that.
Yeah, it's always nice when you've got a car that you can sit on a certain amount of lock and then use your power to adjust it, because
Yeah.
it feels like you can be more accurate.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
you accelerate more to make it push on, you back
Yeah.
off to let it turn in.
Yeah. So that alone has just been absolutely brilliant. What do you think we can do next? I mean, you were watching the car. What's the...
Yep. So basically what you said. So when you drove away from yourself, directly opposite the rostrum, and then you looped round and then went down to the loop, you could really see when you weren't as cautious on the throttle, the rear of the car was like waggling a little bit.
Yeah.
And so you're trying to get on the power and it's just trying to straighten up. So then you're like feathering the throttle,
That's
letting
right.
it, and then you're just holding it so it went around the middle of the track, which is great, because you put it around. So I feel like we need to let the car just flow a bit more, so just free up the car. At the moment, it looks tight.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That makes good sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what
absolutely.
I'd like to change, just reduce the toe, because you've got 3 degrees toe on this,
Okay.
which is quite a kit thing. We're going to go down to 2.
Yeah.
Was my feelings. There's other stuff we could do, but I feel we'll get the fundamentals right first.
I agree.
The front looked right going into the corners.
Yeah,
You look
it
happy.
felt all right. I was happy going
Yeah.
into the corner. There was no dramas whatsoever.
The one thing also, when you went over, so you've got effectively as a triple in the middle of the track, right in front of the rostrum.
Yeah.
You go over the first one, and then obviously you double
Yeah.
the last 2. What we noticed was sometimes you double bounce when you land.
Yeah.
And obviously you asked the question of, does he need to do something with the car to help it with the landing? When I say it's your partner.
Yeah.
So basically, when you do the first one, you need to kind of almost take a non-natural line or an unnatural line.
Yeah.
So where you have the corner, you want to go a bit wider, so
Yeah.
then you hit that first ramp
Yeah.
a bit closer to where you are on the rostrum.
Okay.
So then when you hit the other double, you can diagonally jump across.
Right. Okay.
And so
quicker
then
line,
obviously you're gonna land on a wheel and then you
Yeah.
come down. But
Yeah.
also I want you to land with a tiny bit of power on.
Okay.
Because that's gonna load up the suspension with the transmission
Yeah.
and just help it just drive. Not like full power and I see you spring off the track, but just a little bit of engagement, like motocross. They get that power as they land, and it just you get going. It's a nice transition.
Yeah.
That's the one little bit. I don't want to see you go like 3/4 power. Just literally like 1/3 to half. Just a little bit of a blip as you land in.
All right. That makes
And that will be that. So what we do is we do our toe, and I think we'll be good.
Nice. All right. Cool.
So I know he's been told about the double. We want to be kind of angling the car in the air to get it straight for the next section, because we've got a little chicane after the double into lots of little hops that are all on different angles, and it's really important you hit these little hops straight, because as soon as you start turning your wheels, your rear end just skips one way to the other, and it just gets worse and worse as you keep going on. So that double is probably the most important bit on the track, definitely the most important feature, and to be honest, he's getting it better now than he was. First few laps I could see him angling it as Trisha told him to do, and maybe a bit too aggressive or not quite enough, but he's getting it good now. But he just needs to focus on getting the wheels straight through the hops, which he just did really nice then in the background, and getting them consistent lines to get the good 5-minute run.
So we're over at the hops now, so you've got a better angle to see how the cars go over. So what is he looking to achieve at this part of the track?
So as you can see, you've got the double into the right-hander, and then you've got the little left kink afterwards, and it's important you line yourself up on the double to get the straight line through it. We're watching him go through it now. He's in a bit of traffic, but that was pretty decent, but you saw he had a little wiggle towards the end over the last 2 hops. That's because he didn't get the car turned quite enough in the air, so we'll let him come back round now as he goes through the flatter section of the track. See how he gets on this time. A bit more traffic again. Again, just not really enough angle in the air. He's hitting the double too straight, and then he's making a bigger corner than what he needs to.
just been out for qualifier number 2 with that small change that Trish did for us, which was adjusting the rear toe, and it is most definitely better. Really happy with how it's going. I'm trying to drive kind of slow and steady, take a leaf out of Coles, but it's paying off. I'm just going to learn the track now. I think we've done all the changes we're going to do for today. Just literally learn the track, and Ben's been kindly guiding us through that.
Okay, so here we are. It is a B final, and Mark is starting 10th. He's avoiding the traffic at the moment. Let's see if he can put everything he's learned into practice. So he's made 2 positions up at the moment. He's made 3 positions up. He's lost 1. So let's see how he goes. So he's going to stay nice and tight there. We just need to get through the first couple of laps, keep it clean, keep it out of trouble. I think the fact that he made it as far as the B final is a result for tonight. Obviously the 3 cars behind him have had a cracking battle, and they are catching him up, but they've got to get past him still. Hopefully they're going to tie each other up. There's another 2 cars he's gone past. I'm not sure what position he's in now. I think he's in 5th, which is amazing. It's a good start. He just needs to keep it clean. He has been pretty clean and pretty consistent throughout the whole day, but they are fast behind him. He's just got to hold his line and hold his nerve and stop these guys from getting past. There has been quite a lot of overtaking on this track tonight, but the pressure behind him, they're all making mistakes. He's starting to back up the pack behind him, and he is keeping it nice and tight, keeping it clean. He's going to be enjoying this. Nice over the bumps. Is that another car he's gone past? I think he might be up to 4th now. This is a great run from Mark, keeping it clean going into this race. I said he's got nothing to lose because he was starting 10th, and anywhere but last would be a good result. But this is a brilliant result so far. He just needs to hold it together for the next 3 minutes. So as we come round this section, he's getting a lot smoother through there. He has a little bit of clear track in front and behind, so he can just focus on his driving and not worry about anything else. But the cars are catching him up yet again. Remember, he qualified 10th in this, so he is the slowest car, and he has gone wide and lost 2, maybe 3 positions in this lap. So now he's got 3 cars behind him. What happens at this stage of the race is it's hard to work out who is lapping and who is not, because there are some very fast cars in this race. What he needs to do is just compose himself though, get back into a rhythm, and hopefully he won't make too many more mistakes, because as you saw from that one incident, cost him 3 places on the track.
So just watching Mark's final. It was getting all right on the beginning bit, and then he had a bit of a clang with the protective Marshall shield. But yeah, he's had a really good day here. Actually, I've been impressed from. I didn't see his practice, but when he got round in qualifying, it was tidy. It's all about building up confidence, and this surface is quite different. So yeah, I'm impressed with him. If he came here every week, I think he'd have a good time.
Okay, so here is the A final, and we have a mix of 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive cars, and out in front is Ben. He's been amazing today. He's given Mark some amazing advice, and now he's showing us how it's done on the track. Running away with it a little bit. He is a very talented driver, and yeah, we've had a fantastic night this evening, and just want to say a massive thank you to the guys at Schumacher for their support, and hopefully this video has been useful for you.
Right, just did the final. Really super happy with how tonight has gone. Really interesting to listen to some of the advice I've been given from the pros, and it has made a massive difference. And you know what, a lot of it is down to just having a look at the track, finding where you can go fast, finding where you can pick up speed really. Anyway, look, that's the end of the video. Made the B final. I don't know where I come in the B final. Do you know where I came? I don't know, but made the B final. or 10th on the grid. Maybe I made a place like that. I'm not too sure. Anyway, if you like what you see, like, subscribe, hit the old bell, and we'll see you on another video.